In conversation with some fascinating ladies who've changed the game in the world of video, music, and gaming. Only on Hungama's Women Game Changers 2022 podcast.
Hello everybody, this is your host Andrea D'Souza and welcome back to another episode of the Hungama Women Game Changers podcast. The Hungama Women Game Changers initiative was launched on 8th of March 2022 in order to felicitate and congratulate all the amazing work done by women in music, gaming and entertainment industries. The person we're speaking to today is somebody from the gaming industry who has had more than 15 years of experience in gaming. She has played several roles and has stepped into several shoes, has mentored several people. Currently, at least, she is the head of gamification and the game-based learning for Tata Consultancy Services. And I won't keep you all guessing. I will directly just get into the name. The person we are speaking to today is Mariam Dholkawala. So, hi Mariam. It is so good to have you on board with us and so good to be able to speak to you today and, let all the younger little girls know that gaming is a very big field to step into. So let's just get into it.
Thank you, Andrea, and nice connecting with you and talking to you.
So Mariam, to start with, could you explain how your journey was like in, the gaming industry?
The journey, whenever you start out as a fresher, it's always difficult, especially when you're new in the industry. But I'd say overall it's been great. It's been a good number of 18 years for me. And I have experienced highs, I have experienced lows, I have experienced working with different gaming companies. Overall it's been great. And I must say that, working with teams and leading very talented teams has even helped me, make the journey more interesting. So I started out with a company called India Games. And then I worked with a company called Octane Technologies. And currently I am leading Metaverse for life sciences and healthcare at TCS. So I think the entire experience of building games with all of these companies have been so much more fun. And when you're working with games, you're never having, boring conversations. It's always interesting conversations about, which game are you playing or which movie have you seen or which movie can inspire us to make the next game. Right. So the current game that I'm addicted to is called Beat Saber and I'm playing it on my Oculus Quest. So yeah, it's been great.
So back then, you said you have an 18 years of experience in this industry. When, 18 years back, the industry wasn't that big or, it wasn't very heard of. So did you always want to get into here or, it just happened someday along the way?
No, in fact, I did not want to become a game developer. So when I was in college, creating computer graphics was like a fascinating new career choice, which everybody was talking about. And there were a few institutes that were teaching this, and I too joined one of them because I want to start, I was very fascinated with the idea of working with CorelDRAW and Photoshop at that time.
Right.
However, after completing the course and I started meeting people for work opportunities, most of them required artists with a background in fine arts and commercial arts. So anyways, I did not give up. I continued pursuing my dreams until I was introduced to programming and games.
So, Mariam, you've been here for a very long time. And, as I said, back then maybe it wasn't that well known. But compared to when you started off in this industry, have you seen like a growth in the equality between men and women? With respect to work, with respect to salaries, with respect to anything at all?
No, I'd say in my personal experience, I've never seen inequality between male and female game developers or designers. Mm-hmm. Opportunities have always been equal for everyone, but it really depends on how each person, grabs it and what they make out of it. Right. But I will say that there is a gender imbalance. So when I say that, I mean, I don't see too many CVs of, female game developers. Now, I'm not sure what is restricting them from getting into this field. But I feel there's probably need for a stronger awareness and mentorship at college levels to encourage more women to join the field. But I don't see that there is an inequality between men and women at the workplace. No. Opportunity is always equal.
That is amazing to hear. So you said, that you'd like to have some awareness to college students. How would you bring that about? Like workshops or something, or educating them, or having something in the syllabus or something like that?
No, what I mean is mentorship. So, you have a lot of engineering colleges where people study. When I started out my game development journey, there were no colleges that were offering these courses. But today, studying games is like mainstream. There are colleges which are offering this as an education stream. So I think it's important that, as women ourselves, we go to these colleges, we go to, engineering colleges, speak to women about gaming as a career option and inspire them with our stories. That's very important. Because they need some kind of a mentor to guide them and to tell them that, okay, if one woman has made it, even they have, in it to make it. So I think mentoring is very, very important.
Mariam, do you think that there's glass ceiling as a concept in the industry?
Yeah, it does exist, but I would not like to comment too much on it. But but I'd like to give an advice to women that, work on your brand and let that take you places. Don't let anything else distract you.
So honestly, I wanted to know this. Did you have a mentor or someone to look up to when you were growing up?
I'd say my parents were my mentors during my growing up years. So, they were the ones who really encouraged me to reach my full potential, whether it was in education, in sports, or in arts. They never restricted me with any gender bias. And I say this because I have a younger brother and both of us were given equal opportunities. But apart from my parents, I say I'm extremely proud of the school that I studied in. So I studied in J.B. Pettit. And it is the school teachers, who I give equal credit to because they are the ones who, again, shaped my personality and helped me, make the right choices in life. And when I speak about computer graphics and games, I think I was introduced to computers first in my school. And, they were the ones who actually got me interested in games and computers at a very young age. So, I kind of give credit to these people, my parents and my school.
That is amazing. That's really a good support system to have as a kid. It really helps you grow.
Absolutely.
Right. So, is there something, just like one advice you like to give the younger girls, the younger generation, to maybe for anything at all with respect to games?
I would say don't limit your boundaries. Always choose a path that excites you, even if it's unconventional.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a game developer, don't let technology limit the game that you're building. Or if you're an artist or a game designer, you have to let yourself know that ideas are supreme, and you have to find inspiration in everyday things. So observing, the people around you, your environment, you'll find ideas for your next game. So I'd say don't limit your boundaries. Just be open and go ahead in the industry with an open mind.
So Mariam, you've been here for, you've done a lot of work in this space. But if you had to go back in the past couple of 18 years, if you had to go back, is there something that you'd like to change or, just move around a little bit or perfect? Maybe that time it wasn't that good and now you could have done a better job of it. Is there something like that?
No, I don't think I'd like to change anything about my journey. I'm extremely proud of the 18 years that I've spent in the industry. And I feel every person that I've met or, every company that I've worked with has been a learning experience. And whatever I have learned through this experience has been, for my own growth. Now, like I mentioned, I've worked with India Games, I've worked with Octane Technologies and even TCS today. I've had the opportunity to, work with really encouraging leaders. Mm-hmm. And even at my time as an independent consultant, I've had good customers who I've interacted with and worked with on projects. So I consider myself quite privileged in this respect. And even if there has been certain lows during this entire phase, I consider it part of my learning experience. So no, I would not change anything about it.
Wow, that's a very nice mindset to have, to just consider them as lows and not try to perfect it or change it. That's really cool.
Absolutely.
So Mariam, coming to the Women Game Changers initiative, this initiative is was taken last year in 2022 on 8th March to congratulate and to celebrate all the women who have done groundbreaking work in music, gaming, and entertainment industries. So how was it like for you to be one of the winners among the 50 women, and how was your experience in this entire thing? Being with us, speaking to the team all the time. How was it?
So I think when you contacted me for the first time, I think I probably did not even believe that I was part of the list. But looking back at that time, I think I'm quite proud to be part of the Women Game Changers initiative. The list contains such distinguished names, from the field of music and entertainment and games. And being part of it is definitely a good thing. And I feel this initiative in the future will, should encourage more women to pursue a career in the creative field. and
Definitely.
especially in the field of games, where I mentioned before that there is a gender imbalance. So,
Mariam, it was amazing speaking to you. And it was really good to have some insights because a lot of people have a different take on the equality in the industry. And it was good listening to your side as well.
it's an individual perspective, of each person. How you see it and what you make out of it is, very important. So I see things in a very positive way. I see my journey to be a growth. And that's how I will take it going forward. So it was a pleasure speaking to you as well, Andrea.
Mariam, thank you so much for doing this with us.
In conversation with some fascinating ladies who've changed the game in the world of video, music, and gaming. Only on Hungama's Women Game Changers 2022 podcast.